just add a few words and say that we are really lucky. Those of you who live and work in Cambridge know this. And those who are visiting Cambridge, what I'd like to tell you is that this city has taken really seriously the reinvestment in our infrastructure. And I think through our water treatment plant is one of those examples. The water treatment center, and I'm looking at Sam, opened in 2001? Right. 2001, and was a $77 million reinvestment in the infrastructure of the city. And that infrastructure and the reinvestment really continues now as we look at major sewer separation projects that are going on throughout the city and will be affecting really much of this neighborhood in the coming years. But, you know, so as Kelly mentioned back, when was that, Kelly? The spring.
Yes, it seems so long ago, but it was just in the spring.
You know, a major water catastrophe happened in metropolitan Boston, and every other community lost their water resources except for Cambridge. And lo and behold, the restaurants and the businesses in Cambridge were not affected. We like, those of you who live here and work here know that we like to be stand proud when we do something right, and this is one of those times when Cambridge really relished the spotlight of why we were, you know, our residents in our city, and I will say in large part our city manager Bob Healy and Rich Rossi really had the foresight to steer the council in the direction of reinvestment and in the water treatment facility. And you know, I think it's also important to note that if something were to happen here, and that on that catastrophic level that happened elsewhere, what would we do? And we have the capacity, and I believe, Sam, and I'm looking to the expert when I say this, but I believe within an hour we can switch off of our system and switch into the MWRA system. So we are the only community around that really has access to two complete water systems, unlike most communities that have one. And so it's done us very well, and we are very proud of it. You folks who haven't seen the facility will get a chance to tour the facility today. And it's quite an extraordinary building and setup, and so you know, we're very proud of that. But you know, I do want to say, as the mayor of this great city, about 102,000 residents, we are a very tightly compacted community. We have an awful lot going on in our 6 square miles, and very proud of that. I think that the business community in Cambridge continues to flourish. We owe a lot of that in large part to the universities that anchor our cities. And while the universities are a welcome addition to the community, I'm sure you can all imagine that there is a certain amount of tension that goes along in the protection of our neighborhoods when we're talking about university relations. So, you know, definitely the universities are the economic engine that drive this city. And so when we look at companies like a Genzyme or a Biogen or Amgen or Novartis, they're here for a reason. And they're here because of the great minds that come to this area in Greater Boston for their education. And we hope that after they get educated here, they'll stick around and stay with us and become contributing members of this community. So with that, I just want to say welcome. It's a privilege to be here, and I wish you all the best as you go through the day today. Thank you.
Thank you.